Morning to you, boys and girls. We had a little bit of a power issue earlier on. We have some sort of power issues on the site over the last few days. So sorry about that, gang. We'll give it another go now and hopefully it'll hold out. The power literally came back on about 10 minutes ago, so I managed to get going fairly quickly. I've prepared something to start the show today that I recorded for you yesterday morning. So here it is. Hello! It's Wednesday the 23rd of September 2020, boys and girls. And I went out yesterday, which is when I'm recording this little segment here. Went out yesterday for a walk along the river. And there's a bit where you cross over, it's like a lock. And you can walk over the bridge. So I've just come over the other side to see where it goes, and it basically stops and ends up as kind of a splitting up of the river. If I can I show that to you? Can't really see that, can you? Might be better if you look the other way. The river splits up here and goes sort of around this sort of bridge bit, but you can't go any further than this, as you can see. Otherwise, I'd fall in there, and you don't want that to happen, do you? Certainly not. No. Just think, no more shows. How disappointed would you be? Ow, he's not really live. Does that mean we can't talk to him on the message systems? Well, I'd rather you didn't, to be honest. It's getting harder and harder to work out which are interesting messages and which ones are really stupid, isn't it? Anyway, do you want to have a little look around the lock first before we move back into our Lincolnshire television studio complex? The picture's a bit shaky. I haven't got always a fly on my finger. Just a moment. Before it eats me. I haven't got my tripod with me or anything, so I'm kind of holding the camera. But let me show you around this little bit here, okay? We're on the River Witham. That's one side of the river there, looking straight down, and there's the other side. So it's kind of an island, and there's two lots of water that go around it, but coming from the same river, as you'll see in a moment or two, all right? Very quiet and peaceful. Not a soul around. And then again, looking directly in front of me and walking back up towards the lock in a moment, surrounded by these blooming stinging nettles. What is the point of stinging nettles? Do they actually do something other than create great pain and suffering? Mandy Davenport, of course, in charge of pain and suffering on this channel, boys and girls. They've obviously been doing a little bit of a hacket job here with some of the branches and what have you have been chopped down there. And further up the path we go. More spiky things. Out! Ooh, that hurts. Place is alive with things that sting and spike you all over the place. There's kind of two locks here, one either side, all right? So nice and peaceful there. Came up the other week and there was a family sort of sitting in this bit here, you know, on the flat grass area, having a little picnic. Very pleased to say they took all their rubbish back with them. Okay, so here's one side of the lock there. And just down there, I think people go fishing and stuff like that. These are the wooden paddles, okay? Now, they control doors, one each side. And to operate these, you have to lean against them and push backwards. Christ. How is anyone able to move these things? Maybe it goes the other way, does it? I don't know. Oh dear. Well, I moved it a little bit. You mustn't do the other side because that's where all the high water is. Here, look. I've opened it a little bit, just a little gap there. Well, lovely. Now I've got to close the thing again. Ah, there we are, closed. Do you know, it's not as hard as I thought it would be, actually. Very important to close that up again. Otherwise, when they open the other lock, which you'll see, or the other door, which is at the back there, see, the water there is higher than the bit of water in front of it, and it would all flood through. So we'll take you up to the other door and have a look there. Large gantry type structure. I'll be walking across the bridge a little bit later on. And can you see how that water is higher than the one in the front there? And that bit of metal there, that raises up so it can let some of it out, you see. The idea that the boats can then come through or whatever happens. A lot of that green algae stuff. And then, so that's the river coming down. This is again the other end where it splits up. So that's one side you can see. And we'll go along to the other side, which is right in front of us there. Now on this side, the bridge, there is another bridge there, but it's locked for some reason with a gate either side. You could, if you wanted, jump over the gate, I suppose, but it's obviously locked there for some reason. And this is the other side. That's looking at the front again. And you can hear the cascading of the water. I love that sound, don't you? Letting a bit of water through like that. As mentioned, that bridge is locked up, so you can't walk over it. If you just have a look on the other side, there's a pathway. See that yellow pathway? That seems to travel along that side of the river. Just about to see that there. And it seems to go towards those farm buildings, which you'll just see at the end there. Little ladybird doing its work, looking for the evil green fly. Really is some of the most beautiful countryside where I am here. And this is the bridge that I showed you earlier that we can go over. Feeling a bit peckish? We've got an apple tree there as well. And some pictures coming up now on sort of a display board that was situated right next to the lock. Some sort of heavily laden barge there, windmill. And what looks like the inside of someone's house. There you go. Just a little look around this lock for you. Hope you enjoyed. And now, back to the studio. Quite nice to get out and about a little bit like that, really. And a really lovely day. It was so nice and warm in the sunshine, completely opposite to what it is today. It is absolutely pelting down with rain outside. I'm surprised anyone came out of the house to go and find out what was wrong with the electric. But as I say, the electric has been going on and off here over the last few days. So they've obviously I think they've got a problem somewhere, and someone keeps resetting the what's that called, the fuse thing, without actually trying to detect the fault. What a shame my neighbour's not here, because he was a qualified electrician. John Aitken says nettle tea is very good for you. Immune system, apparently. I've never tried it. No, it's not really appealing to me. I must say, when it comes to tea, I like proper tea. None of that sort of infused raspberry stuff or whatever, something like that, you know. It's just not for me, that stuff. Was it Rachel? I think Rachel said you can make nettle soup. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Nettle soup, nettle tea. I don't know what else nettles would be good for. But very nice walking along there. Very peaceful, very quiet. Beautiful. Beautiful. Glad you enjoyed that little video there, gang. All right. We got a cat here. Thank you, Mandy. We got a cat here today. Here, kitty, kitty. It's a cushion. Morning, Jeff. Hello, Jeff. It's a trip switch. That's what it is, yeah. There's my little cushion. I thought I'd put that there today. Makes a little bit of difference to have something new there, isn't it? Yeah, there's some sort of switch. It's not the whole site, Jeff. It's just a few caravans. There's me. It would be you. Next door to you and that one. And opposite us as well. Rory, who's on the corner there. They seem to be going off. There was a lady around the corner as well. It literally went off about 4 times yesterday. That's day and night. So once during the day, once in the evening, which actually happened. You didn't notice it, those of you that were playing the quiz last night. But I was all sitting here. I'm usually in here ready to go half an hour before I sort of appear. And everything was ready. All the lights were on and I'm just taking it easy, leaning back in the chair. Sometimes I'm just sitting here like this. Seriously, I'm sitting here with my feet up there, relaxing, ready for our broadcast to the millions of people all over the world, dear. Millions, dear. Millions. And at 7:45, which is 5 minutes before I start streaming, it suddenly went pop and everything went off. I thought, oh no. I mean, it's bad enough in the morning, but when you've got a pub full of people waiting as well, I thought, you must be joking. But it came on 2 minutes later. And I've discovered from a lady, I was just went out and once the power went out, I went out to check the other people out there. And talking to a lady, and she told me that there's a switch near another bloke who's got the caravan on the corner, and he just goes out and switches it on again. Well, that's all well and good, but you don't find the fault then, as you well know. You know, you've got to look for the fault. It's no use turning it on all the time. So presumably they're looking at what's going on there, and fingers crossed they'll find something there. All right, do you like my cat, Mandy? Isn't it lovely? We like a ginger cat. We like ginger cats. My mate's got 2, Louis and Vuitton, both beautiful, beautiful ginger cats. Very fluffy, very fluffy. Rachel, take a bunch of nettles on your walk. Then anyone who doesn't keep their distance, just wave them in their faces. I like the idea of that, Rachel. So much cheaper than a cattle prod, which someone I think suggested yesterday. I've got a couple of pictures sent in this morning from Jeff and also Gary Ross this morning. So 3 pictures to show you this morning. If you'd like to see those this morning, let's not be too greedy. Well, ask for a measly little 20 likes. There you go, a measly little 20 likes. Incidentally, if you try and go back now and look at the show earlier, which abruptly stopped, you won't see that now because I've privatized it, okay? So you'll only see this one if for some reason you want to go back and watch something a little bit later. Fun things to do with tech. I like a proper cup of tea, and teapot, I can't beat it. Oh, absolutely. I have my teas in a teapot normally. Oh, yes, tea leaves and teapot. Mick, you asked for one of those. Yes, of course, I forgot to mention that last night. There's one of those in a little envelope waiting to come to you as well, which I'll post shortly after the show. I've got a little thing to do. I'm just going to see a friend of mine, Tom Edwards, today from Thames Television and Radio City. So I'm popping. He's in his mid-70s now, actually. So I'm going to see him this afternoon. He's not seen anyone for ages, self-isolating and all that. We were hoping to sit outside and have a cup of tea, but it really is pouring down with rain there, as I think it is over most of the country at the moment. All right. Masks. How are you getting on with your masks, boys and girls? All right. Some of them, I must say, I still put my mask on, and it's... at first you think, oh, I can't breathe in this, but you can. You can breathe in it, though. It's just in your head that you can't breathe it. All these people going to all that trouble to get some sort of letter from the doctor so that they don't, I don't have to wear a mask. And they make a thing of it, don't they? Don't you think they make a thing of it? Oh, I don't have to wear a mask. I've got this letter. Like there's something important. Don't you think it's a bit attention-seeking, that? Oh, I've got asthma. I can't wear a mask. Well, I've got asthma and I wear one. I've got COPD. I can't wear a mask. Well, why does that stop you wearing one? As I keep saying, you get and people with anxiety. Oh, it gives me anxiety. And I keep saying time and time again, wait till you're on a blooming ventilator. That's when you'll get anxiety. If you want real anxiety, that's when you'll get it. Mind you, you're out, aren't you? Aren't you knocked out when you're on them ventilator things? Or that great big tube down your throat? Then it has to be pulled out. That can't be pleasant. Yanking out a bit of plastic from your throat. It's bad enough trying to get a chicken bone out, isn't it? or whatever it is, fishbone, something like that. Well, there's a new mask that you can buy. I mean, if you've got something like this, you know, I mean, there is a homemade mask for you, boys and girls, which I created last night. Chris Reardon DIY once again comes to the rescue. There is a homemade mask. You impressed with that one? I mean, you've got to lay down and wear it, otherwise it falls off. But there's something better. In the sun this morning, it's going to cost you 150 quid, this. 150 quid for a mask, but I think you only have to buy it once. And sometimes it's worth spending the extra bit of money. Because, you know, and then you won't buy another one. Like all sorts of things. I don't know, like for example, cheap cups. which you can win on this show. Not advised to put hot liquids in that because the handle might come off. Okay? Now I've told you. I've told you now. So don't be winning one of these. Oh, I've bent my lap. He never told me the handle might fall. Well, I've told you now. The handle might fall off. Be very careful. You know, whether you buy a cheap one like this for a £5 or spend 150 quid on a mug, and it'll never fall off. Well, you want the cheap stuff. There you go. You know, that's it. So maybe it's worth spending 150 quid on a space helmet. You wouldn't have to buy another one then. Instead of some of you buying like packs of masks. I'm not anti-Chinese or anything, but I did pick up a packet of masks the other day. It said "Made in China" on the back, and I thought, no, I don't think so, mate. They're already covered in the virus when they come over, aren't they? In the sun, a space helmet style face covering is going viral as masks become a necessary part of everyday life. Now, you may have seen this picture already on my YouTube thumbnail. If you haven't, I'll show it to you again in a moment. The unusual face wear covers your head with a clear plastic bubble and has a washable fabric neck covering. Because you see, this is the other thing. You can go out, your mask's on, that's all well and good. Then people drop their mask to here. Now, the virus may have attached itself there. And then you go in another shop and you pull it back up again. Guess what you're doing? Here's something for you to try. Get some dog poo, right? And put it on your chin there. And then put a mask on. It'll smell a bit, but you'll probably be all right, you know. Then drop your mask and then drag it back up to your face. What do you think's going to go in your mouth? Yeah? Now, you get it, don't you? Sorry to have to be so basic, but some people are so unbelievably thick that they wouldn't get that unless I explained it like that. I'm not necessarily meaning you, but perhaps you. If you've ever wanted to look like an astronaut in your office, then now's your chance. The microclimate air helmet. Oh, wonderful. Might look a bit silly, but it has a built-in air ventilation system. I mean, I highly recommend this if you ever go round and meet my nephew. I mean, the farts are just awful. Really. Fans inside the mask help to filter the air and stop the plastic bubble from fogging up. We don't like fog. Microclimate explains. From Uber to airline, air by Microclimate will keep you comfortable for the whole trip. I mean, it just looks bizarre. I can't lie. Air filters both inlet air and outlet air through HEPA filters that are in front and behind our fans. HEPA filters. Haven't I got one of those on my Hoover? Hoover. That's what we need. Isn't it? Take that filter out your Hoover. I mean, give it a good bash because you don't want to be swallowing dust and pet hairs. Oh, little insects and things like that. Can't be swallowing that. Get your HEPA filter off your Hoover, place that on your mouth and tape it on. The perfect mask, isn't it? It's got an acrylic visor and it enables an unobstructed view of the face. Now, for some of you, I highly recommend you obscure some of your face because you're not particularly good looking, are you? Not everyone, just one or two. You know you are. The user can also wear glasses without interference. It's 156 quid, this helmet. And here's a bloke wearing it. There you go. Look at that. And what if you want to kiss someone? I'm sure there's one or two people out there who might want to kiss me at some point. Apparently, this thing needs to be charged after 4 hours, so it's not suitable for long-haul flights. Well, I don't know. In the business seats, you've got a little plug. Have you got those in the back of the plane? You know, like a little plug thing. You plug it in, and it charges things. Maybe you could plug that in and have some sort of socket on the side. Well, you would have you'd have a recharging socket, something like that, and you could wear it on a long-haul flight. I don't like anything over my face like that, though. I couldn't go snorkeling. I tried that once. Oh, it's awful. Anyone been snorkeling? You get this great big rubber thing and it has to go in your mouth. Oh, it's dreadful. How do you know the bloke before you has got gingivitis or might have even had a woman's one on? No disrespect, ladies. It's just not for me. I don't like your sticky lips from your lipstick and all that. Oh, no. And then you've got that thing over your eyes, haven't you? Oh, it's horrible. A tube. It's for... Oh, so how comes those snorkelers, they must get water down that tube occasionally, mustn't they? And then suck the water deeper down into their lungs. While trying to avoid sharks and various other amphibians in the water and fishes. Horrible. Snorkeling. I can't have anything over my face like that. Certainly not that good. Thinking of my mouth like that. How do they talk to each other? I've still got this itchy nose. How do they talk to each other, snorkelers? Strange, isn't it? This is only available at the moment in the US, but presumably if you knew someone over there, you might get them to order it for you. All right. So there we are. Excuse me. Get one of those masks out soon, I think. Ba-bum-bum. What else have we got here? Oh, my sister's in Cyprus. She's managed to make it there quite happily. Very pleased about little Cyprus. Arriving in Cyprus, and I rang them last night on the FaceTime. It was about... What time was it? It was about 10 o'clock later. No, it was about 9:30 their time, which is 7:30 our time. So I just rang them before I did the quiz last night, and they were ordering kebabs. Now, after all that I said about kebabs, what are they ordering? A kebab. Oh, nasty things. Great niece Evie yesterday. She had her first horse riding lesson, and she did very well. Anyone been on a horse? Is that a thing for you, going on horses or anything like that? I'm sure I must have done it at some point, but I just can't remember. Not something that really appeals to me. Beautiful animals, aren't they, horses? Oh, don't even go there. Did you see this week's episode of All Creatures Great and Small? Ba 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 ba. Did you see it? Oh, so sad. There was a little... I can't even go into it. I can't even bring it. It just made me cry. So sad. All I'm saying is that it involved a horse that wasn't very well. Poor horsey. Oh. Anyway, great niece Evie, she had her first horse riding lessons yesterday, and I was sent some pictures and videos. She looked very happy on that horse. Wonderful. It's never appealed to me. I just imagine it'd be quite a painful experience, bouncing up and down on a horse, wouldn't it? Is it something that you want to do? Horse riding? Is it painful? I would imagine Michael Pullman would be doing something like that. Do you ride horses, Michael? Do you do horses? Apparently, Rachel says there's a new Lloyd's Bank black horse advert. Is there really? I haven't seen that at all, Rachel. Mark Bowles has sat on a few horses, believe me. I don't suppose you're known as a horse, are you, Mark? I'd be very, very interested to know if you were. Mandy Davenport has ridden on a horse and works with horses as well. How lovely. How lovely. My sister would love to have her own horse. She would. They're quite an expensive thing to keep, isn't it? I think Claire, who's not been with us for a little while now, Claire, I'm sure she has something to do with horses, I would imagine. Anyone that? Horses. Horsey, horsey. Horsey, horsey. Yes. What else have we got here today? A woman has been freaked out by discovering little small dots around her house. Now, unfortunately, the phone I use... Oh, have we got any text messages yet? No text messages yet, okay. So if anyone's texted, this is going a bit ski with as well. The text number isn't working too cleverly. Anyway, a woman asked... Yeah, the phone I usually take pictures with is being charged up at the moment. That died this morning as well. Oh, it's been a nightmare. A terrible start to the day. A woman asked the Mrs. Hitchens Cleaning Tips Facebook group. Have you heard of that? No, me neither. For help identifying the cause of small dots she noticed were appearing on the skirting boards and computer at her home. She found these little dots, little black dots everywhere. What are they? Actually, funnily enough, after I read this, I suddenly realised what the marks were around my windowsills in the bathroom. Okay? A woman noticed small black dots appearing around her home, took to the internet to ask for help in identifying what they could be. Photos show small dots clustered I like that word. Clustered. Small dots clustered together on top of a computer and on skirting boards, with some of the mystery markings appearing to drip down on the white paint. How very strange and mysterious. Little black dots appearing around the house. What could they possibly be? I tell you what they are. They're very, very strange. And mysterious. Anyway, dear, confused over what was causing them, she's gone on this Facebook group and says, does anyone have any ideas what these marks could be? They started appearing on the tiles in the kitchen in random little patches. Then this morning, this was on top of the PC, and we have it in the kitchen. And literally, they're like black dots. They're like someone's got a pen, like a black felt pen, you know, not one with a thick thing, because black felt pens matter. Absolutely, the black felt pens matter. They've got a little tip there, and it's like someone's gone like that all over the top of the computer. She was left a little creeped out when plenty of other members informed her that the groupings of black dots look likely to be spider poo. Oh, no! The place is alive, dear. Don't go in her house. Stand by for Rachel with the pictures of the spiders. One commented to say, spider poo, it washes off with no effort. Dirty old cow, don't wash her house. Dirty cow, doesn't wash the house. Covered in spider poo all over the place. Dirty cow. How's she got the cheek and audacity to go on somewhere like that and not clean it off? Dirty cow. Another replied, definitely spider poo got on door due to the light outside. I don't know why that is. Animal Hype, which is a website run by wildlife author and blogger Elsie MacDonald, states look closely on skirting boards or walls of your house to see if there's anything unusual resembling a paint splatter. If you find any, you are looking at spider poo. Well, I'm pleased to report there isn't any in the hallway. Mind you, it's probably too wet for them out there after my leak. Oh, a spider. Have you found any little black dots anywhere ever? Spider droppings in general are dark, semi-liquid and squishy that it resembles a paint splatter. Considering the omnivorous diet of a spider, its poop can have shades of black, brown, white or grey. The best place to look for spider dropping is near their webs. They are most commonly found in places away from human contact. To remove the drop-ins, it recommends a small amount of bleach with water, leaving the solution on the stained area for 15 minutes before scrubbing away and repeating as necessary. I'm not liking the idea of that at all. Oh dear. Actually, in actual fact, I don't kill spiders as a matter of course. In the house, I don't want them in the house. I'm sorry, you can't stay in the house. I don't care how big you are. Actually, no, that's a lie. If it's a really little one, I tend to leave those. I do tend to leave the little ones, but there was one outside yesterday. I've got a wisteria growing along, trying to train it to grow along the veranda. And I noticed there was a web there. There's a big, quite a large, fat body and small legs spider between the sort of plant pot and the veranda. It's made this web and it's sitting there. So I had a quick look at the back of it to check that it didn't have that skull on the back, and it doesn't. So I don't know what spider it is. Leave it alone. It's not causing any damage here. Doing me a favour. Collecting all those nasty green flies and other dreadful insects that try and eat my plants, dear. It's wrong. That's what it is. Wrong. Morning to East Coast UK joining us there. Rachel, just pop the cushion in front of your face for a screenshot. Do you want that? All right, then I can do that. Get ready, Rachel. Get your screenshot ready, darling. Okay. Or is it pill time? Yeah, it's pill time there, isn't it? Pill time. Get ready with your screenshot, Rachel. I'm going to do this for you. At your cuff. Ready? Here we go. Right, come on in. I'll try and hold my hand out the way. There you go. Hang on. I know what you want. There you go. How's that? And there you go. Go on, do it then. Right. Have you done it? I'll do a couple of different poses as well, shall I? That's when I'm looking at the computer screen. And here's when I'm looking at the clock, which is above me there. Hang on. There you go. Done it? All right, Rach. We do like a laugh on this programme. Thank you for reminding me that lots of people reminded me of the pills this morning. Calm down, will you, for Christ's sake? Calm down, Andy. You're another one with OCD, aren't you, Andy? He gets very upset when numbers don't calculate correctly. Talking of numbers, today's temperature, we're way down. The temperature's all right. It's not cold. It's just pouring down with rain. We're about 23 degrees centigrade today, which is about 23, 46, 56, 66, 76, 86, 96, 100 which is about 117 degrees Fahrenheit today. It's only approximate. I can't do it right bang on, but 23 centigrade, which is about 132 degrees Fahrenheit today. All right, my loves. I am the Catman. Morning to Leslie Ross this morning. Morning, Leslie. You all right, darling? What else have we got here? Watched the Prime Minister's speech last night. All a bit worrying again, but we just have to look after ourselves once again, don't we? And that's it. It's no point sitting there moaning, and people saying, oh, the government aren't doing a good thing. They don't know what they're doing. Correct. They don't know what they're doing. You think the other side would? No, this is a new thing. This is all new. We've learnt a little bit over the last few months. I'm sure we have. But it's still a new thing. We don't really know what's going on, and they don't either. They just have to take advice from them science people, which we watched yesterday morning at 11 o'clock. They were very, very serious, weren't they? Those science people on there last night. But we've got lots of news thing. We're going to have a £200 fine for people not wearing their face mask. Talking of which, there's a story I came across this morning. Some old piece of baggage that went mad. Now, have I got it here? I thought I had that here somewhere. Maybe, okay, not. Ah, what a shame. I thought I had that here. Some old piece of baggage. This is back in May. She went into the co-op, and at this point the co-op has decided that they wanted people to wear masks. Now, the co-op is a shop, okay? You have no right to just walk into a shop. You have no right at all. If a shop owner or a pub owner or a club owner or the cinema decides that they don't want you in their place, that's up to them. Then you can't go in. It's private. You got no right to walk in to the Co-op or Tesco's or Waitrose or Sainsbury's or Lidl or Aldi. If they don't want you in there, you can't come in. Anyway, this old bag's gone in there. She was asked to wear a mask. She said no. She was asked again and then went spare. And then started pulling all the wine bottles off the shelves and smashing them onto the floor. In Surrey, this is. It's the sort of people you're dealing with now. They won't listen. But we've now got a fine of up to £200 for not wearing a mask. And some other little bits and pieces. Work from home again if you can. Well, they did say you can go into the office. But things change. This is what people don't seem to understand, that things change. New information comes along. Perhaps the information they had then was that, yeah, it should be all right to go into the work and office. They'd gone into the work and office thinking, oh, maybe that'd be all right. But it wasn't all right. So they've changed their minds. And why is that such a big thing? I was watching BBC Breakfast again this morning, and I've come to the conclusion that it was Charlie doing the interviewing. But bear in mind, it's not always just the interviewer these days telling the questions. They've got some producer, probably a millennial sort, shouting instructions into an earpiece for what the presenters to say some of the time, or a lot of the time. Okay? So you can't always blame the presenter. It was Charlie doing the interviewing. Once again, didn't smile at all at any point during the interview. And I'm convinced now that they're not just trying to get them to answer questions. All they want to do is trip up whoever they are interviewing. I'm convinced of that. It's just aggressive and horrible. And everyone's interviewing like this now. There's no like softly approach. All they do is shout and scream all the time. And it's like they just want to trip the person up who they're interviewing. It's not about getting information out of them. They're just trying to trip them up all the time. It's awful. But you see, new information comes along. It may have been like a couple of weeks ago. Oh, it's all right to... I don't know. I mean, it's all right to go for a walk along Mayfair. Okay? And then suddenly new information. So go for a walk along Mayfair, that's all right. And then 2 weeks later, scientists, we've just been to Mayfair. It's covered in virus. Everywhere is virus, everywhere. You take a step into Mayfair and you'll die. So they come back and say, okay, don't go in Mayfair. We've got new information now. I mean, are people that thick that they don't get that? Really? Things change. Every day something changes. New bits of information come along. Pubs and restaurants closed at 10 p.m. That's a new thing. That starts tomorrow, doesn't it? And again, people are out there saying, no, that doesn't stop people drinking at 10 p.m. We can all go round someone's house and drink then. Oh, okay, go. Go. I don't care. Go on. Go to someone's house. Go 200 people to someone's house and you can all get it. Go on, off you go. I don't care. The trouble is these people then come out of that house and then go to vulnerable people. They go and see dear old Granny May. Hello, Granny, how are you? And then she's got it and she's dead. But that doesn't bother them, does it? Because I will do what I want to do when I want to do it. Those sort of people. Face masks compulsory in all retail. And again, I've been in shops and I've been not angry because I don't really get angry. But I've been in shops where all the customers have got masks on, and then you get to the till. This has happened in Aldi a few times actually, and they haven't got a mask on, and I'm thinking, shouldn't you have a mask on? But I won't tell them that. I'll just go out thinking it. I kind of keep myself to myself when I'm out. I don't like make comment on people all the time or anything like that. It's like when I watch other people's YouTube videos. You won't see me in the chat box. I just sit there and watch it. Various people, lives and what have you. Weddings have a maximum of 15 people now. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And adult indoor team sports are off. Now, whether or not that includes gyms to close again, I don't know. I would imagine a gym would be an ideal place to pick some sort of virus up. Because even with the air conditioning, people are touching stuff all the time and then another machine and what have you. I tell you, that I think one of the most shocking things I noticed, anyway, that was just a little bit of the Boris speech there. You can believe it. You can be one of the disbelievers. I couldn't care less what you think, really, to be honest. I personally, I believe everything I'm being told here, and I will do as I'm told. It may be that I can't come back up to the caravan again, or it may be that wherever I am at a particular time when they say you can't move around, you have to stay there. So I could already be here. So I don't know. Don't know, really. But I tend to do what I'm told, and I take advice. And then we'll have a flu injection. Ow, you shouldn't have a flu injection. It's got mercury in it. And all those people that are just constantly on the whole conspiracy thing, aren't they? Constantly on the new conspiracy thing. But that was the Boris Johnson thing, which I watched last night. He looked very serious on the telly, didn't it? And then we had old Hugh Edwards on, discussing it afterwards. I don't know, dear. It's all very worrying, all very worrying. Let's see what you're chatting about here. Tech Sparky, all I can say about face masks is all the shops around here require you to wear a mask unless you've got a sunflower green lanyard because you've got a hidden disability. Some funerals are only allowing 7 people in our area. Well, again, and I've no disrespect to people that have died, okay? I've no disrespect ever. I've never want to hear people disrespecting people who have died, unless it's in a joking way. I'm quite up for jokes about most things, you know, including funerals. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, they're dead. They won't know whether you're there or not. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's your dear mother or your nan or a close relative, a partner or something like that, you are, in effect, dead. So they won't know whether you're there or not. Sorry to put that quite bluntly, and it might be just saving your life to not go to someone's funeral. You know? If I was to die tomorrow, I certainly wouldn't want all my great nieces, nephews, or anyone that I love around me. I really wouldn't. You'd all be invited. You see? You can joke about death, for Christ's sake. Look at non-Irish Mary from Ireland, who we lost last year for cancer. She had half her brain removed and she was joking about it. Dear me. Alrighty. Good morning, Michael Lawrence. Hello, sunshine. I like those little eyes that you put up there, Michael. Morning to you, Michael. You're right, darling. John, my other half, works from home since March. He's a graphic designer. Yes, all the... thank you, Rachel. I'll shove those up there tomorrow. Yes, I think people prefer to work from home a lot of the time now, don't they? Not having to go on a little train, blooming freezing cold, especially during the weather. They're going to love it in the winter, these people now working from home. They got to leave the house. Oh, so your heating's a bit higher. I bet you don't pay more in heating than you would do on that blooming season ticket for a train. They're empty, aren't they? They must be losing billions of pounds, the trains. You see the picture I showed you yesterday? The picture of Waterloo with about 6 people at 8:10 in the morning on the, what do you call it? Not the platform, on the concourse. The bit in the middle of all the platforms. Wonderful. John's seen, morning, John. John loves the new Lloyd's advert as well there. What's that 73.4? What's all that, Park Nest? I don't know what you're talking about there, Park Nest. What's that 73.4? Fahrenheit. What are you talking about? Are you talking about my conversion earlier? No, I think you'll find it's more likely 114 degrees centigrade, Fahrenheit. 23 centigrade. I think you're incorrect there, my friend. Just try it again, darling. You're doing something wrong there, my love, with your figures. Perhaps you were no good at maths at school. What did you get? Unclassified, lovey, did you? Was it unclassified? Something like that, lovey? I don't know. Hello to Liverbird Gaming. You're new, aren't you? Liverbird Gaming. Is that anything to do with the Liverbirds? You know, it used to be a programme on BBC One in the 90s, in the 70s. It was very good. Well, what was her name? Oh, she was very, very good programme. The Liverbirds. Look it up on the YouTube. I'm sure it's there. Okay. Right, what else have we got here? Grandparents. Now, have you got an old telly? And are you having trouble getting the internet? Here's a story from lots of Welsh stories on this programme. The Scottish should be up now, wouldn't they? Up in arms. Oh, why is he doing a Welsh story? He hasn't done a Scottish one. He must hate Scottish people. We must set up a Facebook group. Have you got an old telly? Are you having trouble with the internet? In Welsh Wales, a retired couple confessed to wiping out their village every day for a year and a half with their old £30 television. I didn't know this was possible. These two were totally unaware that their 16-inch Bush TV was causing problems for their neighbours. Engineers were left baffled when the internet for the village would disappear at 7 o'clock in the morning every single day. But the mystery was finally solved when the electrical noise responsible was traced to the elderly couple's home. The TV set, which is in the couple's bedroom, was turned on every morning to watch Good Morning Britain. One morning during lockdown at around 8:30 in the morning, we could hear two men outside talking about signal strength. We looked out of the window and saw there were BT engineers holding some kind of meters. One of them was pointing at our front door. They probably thought they got some intricate spiring working from their house. Next thing, they're knocking at our door and asking us to turn the telly off at the wall. The lady added the set would turn on at 7 o'clock because I love watching Piers Morgan in the mornings. The retired farmer, who's the husband, told me we better get rid of the set immediately because it was interfering with the internet connection all over the village. He said we'd have the whole village on our doorstep if anyone found out we were the cause of the problem. How can a telly do that? Amazing. It must send out... So if it was one of those old tellies, weren't those old tellies, you know, the ones with a big arse? You know, like a flat screen, 32-inch telly, you'd need two people to carry it in. Now, you can stick a 50-inch under your arm and you can get that, and they're not heavy at all, are they, really, when you think about it? But those great big old things, I believe they actually sent out some sort of signal, radiation perhaps. Jeff, I know that. Jeff, who's in charge of electrics on this channel. There you go, you've got a job now, Jeff. Jeff is now in charge of electrics on this channel. He says, our son lives next door and was having building work done, so he chucked it on his skip. So he chucked it out straight away. A monitoring device was presumably the same sort of thing they used to do... TV detectors, perhaps. A monitoring device was finally used to trace the issue to this place in mid-Wales. The BT engineer said, as you can imagine, when we pointed this out to the resident, they were mortified that their old second-hand TV was the cause of an entire village's broadband problems, and they immediately agreed to switch it off and not use it again, which is exactly what I would have done. I'd be mortified if I upset neighbours, either here on the caravan site or at home. I'd be absolutely mortified, like a barbecue or something like that. Now, I quite like the smell of a barbecue. Some people are really offended by it. They start closing windows, bringing in washing and all that. Doesn't really bother me. But if I had a barbecue, you know, and someone behind me, next to me, across the street, he's got that barbecue on. Why do you have to have that? I'd immediately extinguish it. I'd hate to upset any neighbours, but most people, a lot of people are not like that anymore, are they? I'll do what I want when I want and sod everyone else. So many people like that. The same sort of people that drop the litter all over the place, isn't it? The picturesque village has now a stable broadband signal. So if you've got any trouble with your internet there, then keep an eye on that. You might have an old telly somewhere bursting into life, possibly. Morning to Heidi Young. Morning, Heidi. How is it possible in this day and age? Yeah, you think so. I think you just joined us, have you, Heidi? We had to start the show late. The power went off at like 10 to 9. We lost it again last night, Heidi, at about 7:45. And doing a daytime yesterday, it went off again. And very early on this morning, it went off. I know it went off early this morning because one of my smart bulbs seems to default to on. So it's constantly got power to it, And when you talk to it, you say, turn the light on to your Alexa device and it comes on. If the power goes off, when the power comes on again, the light automatically turns itself on. So, I knew the light had gone out. And I don't know what it was, about 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I thought, oh, who's turned that light on? Of course, the power had gone off. I looked at the clock, and I have 2 clocks in the bedroom. I've got a really old electric clock in the bedroom. Oh, it's lovely. You know those old Smiths electric clocks? Got one of those in the bedroom. It's got to be 40 years old, this clock. Beautiful. Slowly moving hand like that. And it was like half an hour out of time with the internet clock there, Tech says, I can't see a TV doing this because your TV was tube valves. Sorry, that might be a technical thing you're saying now, which I don't really understand. But thank you for that, Tech Sparky. But they found it anyway. They found the problem, and it's all sorted. Anyone have trouble with their telly at all somewhere? Huh? I've got a really useless telly, I must say. Really useless telly. It's a Toshiba. It's actually quite difficult to work. Never mind. I'll get another one at some point, maybe. Katie Price. Her house has been on fire in the sun this morning. Katie Price's mucky mansion went up in flames last night. Firefighters tackled a blaze at her cursed home. Oh, please. Insurance job, I reckon. Insurance job. She keeps spending all her money, doesn't she? How can you spend so much money? Neighbours were convinced her house in West Sussex was burning down and firefighters rushed to the scene with blue flashing lights and sirens railing. Woo, 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 like that it was. The side of the £2 million house appeared to go up in flames after a caretaker built a bonfire right next to the side of her home. However, the damage has now been cleared up and Katie is focused on her new life with boyfriend Carl Woods. Oh, he's gorgeous, in Essex. He was on that what's it called now? That TV thing, like Towie. Love Island he was on, apparently. I don't know. All pretty boys and pretty girls, aren't they? For 5 years, then they start looking like this. Would you rather have, looks or experience? I don't know, really. A source told The Sun Katie was horrified when she was called about the fire. Apparently the caretaker built a huge fire right next to the house, and when it went up, the side of the house was covered in flames. It was a huge fire. Neighbour called the fire brigade thinking the house was burning down. Poor old thing. How are we doing on likes, incidentally, this morning? We want 20 likes. Oh, 19. So close. Got some pictures to show you. Give me another couple of likes and I'll show them to you. All right? It goes on, the fire was put out in the end, but you could see smoke billowing across the road. She says, the house is cursed. It could well be that house. Well, why don't you just sell it then? Why don't you just sell it then? She's looking stranger and stranger. So much makeup on that face, dear. Just looks like an oil, like a badly done painting, doesn't it? Horrible. Horrible. Bit of both, Heidi would like. Yeah, I think so, Heidi. Yeah. Oh, Barry Manilow's on Radio 2. When Will I Hold You Again? I don't know that one. Is that a new song? When Will I Hold You Again? Oh, hang on a minute. No, that's the words. When will I hold you again? La da 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 da. That's Weekend in New England. Incorrect title. Incorrect title. It's Weekend in New England. When will I hold... Would you like me to perform that for you this morning on the show? Would you like that? Would you? Last night, la-la-la-da... That one. Oh, East Coast, got to be an insurance job, isn't it, there, eh? Showers forecast for the rest of the week. Gets cold tomorrow, apparently, Heidi. Cold tomorrow, I'm afraid. Don't play games with candles, says Gary. 2 tickets, Ross. Good morning, Gary. If someone on your main meter overloading, they have something that's dodgy. We've had it over here. It was someone's outside light. Well, it could be. Our big light here that hasn't worked for over a year. I wonder if it's something to do with that. Although they've turned it off. No, they've turned it off at the switch. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know what that could be. Wouldn't be me. These computers, 2 computers, the little lights in here, they're LED lights, about 20 watts, if that. Wouldn't be anything in here. I haven't got anything that draws electric. Even my kettle, I've got a special camping kettle. It's only 700 watts. You know, probably what draws the most in here, I don't know. I suppose the heating system, really. And that hasn't been on last couple of days. You know, one of those things, isn't it? Let's have some nice singing. Oh, I don't know, really. Let's have a look here. I know how much you enjoy my singing. Let's see if I can find something, a version of it, lovies. Piano cover. I have to be very, very careful with copyright things. We have to find someone like me who's not trying to sort of make money out of everyone. Oh, that might work. Let's try this one. See if that one works. One moment, please. Oh, I don't know about that. See, that sounds a bit high to me. I don't think I'll get there. I don't think I'll get to those top notes. And I haven't got a device here. At home, I've got a device which can drop or go, make the key go up a bit. But because that goes, did we get a key change in this one? Last night I waved goodbye. Now it seems you... Oh, I'll give it a go. Go on. All right, just as you request it, because I know how popular my singing is on this channel. And it has been quite a while now since we've done some singing, boys and girls. So we will have a good at that. Jeff, can you come back quickly? You need to come and sort our electrics out here. They don't know what they're doing, I don't think. Oh, go on then, Denise. As you requested it, my darling. Oh, Michael Palman's looking forward to a little song today, aren't you, as well? Here we go. Last night I waved goodbye. Now it seems years. I'm back in the city where nothing is clear but thoughts of me holding you, bringing us near. And tell me, when will our eyes meet? When can I touch you? When will this strong yearning end? And when can I hold you again? Now, do you want the second verse or not? That's the question today, boys and girls. Do you want the second verse? That's the question. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up to those top notes, what with me having a naturally, deeply, manly, very deep voice. That's right, Jeff, it is on a different circuit. I've got it in my fuse box, the outside light, and that is actually turned off like that. Mark loves it. Didn't know you could sing. Well, I just do lots of things, Andy, really. I'm a trained professional singer. I sing professionally. Television, international television, celebrity and personality, karaoke host, and retired prostitute. I've done them all. Done them all. Done them all. Do you know, isn't it funny? I can only see the people that are saying yes and not anyone that says no. So here is verse 2 for you, boys and girls. Time in New England took me away to long rocky beaches and you by the bay. We started a story whose end must now wait. And tell me, when will our eyes meet? When can I touch you? When will this strong yearning end? And when will I hold you again? I feel the change coming, I feel the wind blow, I feel brave and daring, I feel my blood flow. With you I could bring out all the love that I have. With you there's a heaven, so earth ain't so bad. Tell you, when will our eyes meet? When will I hold you? When will that strong yearning end? And when will I hold you again? Again. Ooh, 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 ooh. Thank you very, very much for your rapturous applause, and as always, your appreciation of our song this morning, just for you, boys. It was a little bit high. I had trouble getting to those high notes this morning. Great trouble getting to those high notes, boys and girls. I love that song. Do you know, I think I'd even push the boat out here. I'm really sorry. My nose is in... Do you know, I think there might be a little hair irritating me. I haven't got my thing here that I've got at home, you know. That one here. I haven't got my little hair remover this morning. Never mind. Now, what else have we got here today? How are we doing? We've got ages yet, haven't we? Have you accidentally shown something you shouldn't have done on camera? Have you ever done that, boys and girls? Accidentally left a camera on somewhere? I know some people have done that with webcams. Sadly, not Mark Bowles. I'm still waiting for my first video call from Mark Bowles, which is a long time coming, to be honest. But in the Metro this morning, Jackie, we can see your bum. We need to turn off your camera, is the quote. My life has never been the same after hearing these words. This is written by a girl called Jackie Adegi. Okay? I was on a Zoom call with 15 people, and I didn't want to miss it, but I also desperately needed to go to the loo. I thought I'd turned the camera off when, in fact, I'd only pressed hide self-view. So there I was, exposed and caught having a wee with my knickers down, and everyone could see it but me. Oh, imagine that. Letting someone else seeing you have a wee. How embarrassing. Some people like to watch that sort of thing. Can I watch you have a wee? She says, I've definitely done some embarrassing things in my time. From walking around meetings with my dress tucked into my tights, to calling my manager dad and getting caught trying to hit Beyonce notes loudly with headphones in when I thought I was alone. I mean, it's amazing the amount of people that actually think they can sing when they can't, isn't it? Don't you think? They sit there screaming their head off in front of a blooming camera and a microphone, and they can't sing a note. I'm glad I'm not one of those people. She had her headphones in when she thought she was alone, but those moments felt fleeting because I never saw some of those people again, and I could start afresh. But this time it felt different. I felt seen. They had all witnessed a private, vulnerable moment, me on the toilet, reaching towards the loo roll. Is yours on the right or the left? I asked my colleague how bad it was, and he said, oh, it was bad. I've told everyone. I laughed it off and went to Instagram to tell everyone too, as I needed to share the news and feel in control of the situation. Every time I closed my eyes, sat on the toilet, reached for the bog roll, everyone saw what I did. Every time I closed my eyes, I had a flashback, and each time someone told me I can't believe that happened, it reaffirmed the absolute madness of the situation. I couldn't sit down for 2 minutes without shuddering at the thought. Should we do shuddering this morning? Should we do shuddering? Go on, let's do some shuddering. You ready? Shall we shudder and shudder now? Go on, do it. Shudder now. That's like having a fit, isn't it? Oh, that's really offensive, the people that have fits. Oh, get real. Don't watch then. If you don't get the humour, don't watch. Ready? Let's shudder together. Here we go. Go on. One more shudder. One more. Ready? Go on, do it. You'll enjoy it. Oh, my blind nose is so itchy. Do it. Ready? I was flooded with messages from family and friends and told it was their biggest fear. What people seeing them on the toilet. Me too. Oh, I can't bear it. You know when you go in those pubs and you're desperate for number 2 and you go in and the doors don't go from the top to the bottom. They've got gaps. Mark Bowles used to work in clubs. He would tell you that's to stop people going in there, several of them, and taking drugs together. That's why the doors are like that in clubs. Some of them are like the gaps at the bottom and the top are enormous, some of these doors. No, if I'm going to sit down toilet, I want a door and walls that go from the top to the bottom. And plus, also, you've got someone next to you, in the cubicle next to you, and they smelling. And it comes under the door and over it, doesn't it? Not nice. No. Why hasn't someone invented like a fold-up toilet that you can carry around with you? Little bag. Want to go toilet? Just open up, perhaps a tent, some sort of tent thing, and you go, and then that's it. No one can see you. No one can peer over the top of the wall. Oh, look, there's Chris having a poo. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, I hate it. Can't bear it. Hospitals, they've all got them, haven't they? But it's a board like about that long that they put in the middle. People can see your knees open. I mean, we've all seen Katie Price's knees like that open at every opportunity when she ever has a photo taken. Hasn't she? Did you see her in that wheelchair? She's in the wheelchair like this. I kid you not. She's in the wheelchair like that. Oh dear, we're stuck now. Awful. I can't be having those toilets with not full doors and full walls. At least on a plane you're completely encapsulated in that little tiny room. Enough room for one mouse to have a poo. I've no disrespect, I feel really sorry for extra large people who try and use the toilet on the plane. That must be painful for you. It's bad enough like a sort of someone who's thin going in there. I'm not thin, Wow. Imagine Gemma Collins using the toilet on a plane. You wouldn't want to go, would you? You wouldn't want to use that toilet after Gemma Collins. Oh. I've got that picture in my head now. Anyway, so someone saw her on the toilet. So do be careful. Those, don't take any notice of little buttons that say camera off. You don't know that. What you need to do is physically put something in front like that. Okay? Now you can't see me, can ya? Eh? Probably an improvement to some of you. Or, if you're artistic, you can get one of these and put that in front of the camera like that. He's watching. Here, kitty, kitty. Who wants my pussy? Eh? Do you want my pussy, Mark? Isn't he lovely? Huh? There we are. Look at that. Is it a safety thing as well, Mark? What if someone dies in the toilet or something? Oh, dear. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. Elon Musk. 2 stories from Elon Musk this morning, actually. I'm a great fan of his. I think he's as mad as a hatter. He's also extremely rich, and it's people like him that will move the world forward. You get all the left wing. Oh, why doesn't he send some money to the poor people instead of spending it on batteries? Someone needs to decide to spend money because it's his money and he can do what he blooming well wants with it. Oh, you get all these people in the paper, you know, when you get some sort of start. Elton John was a good one, wasn't it? When he spends like something ridiculous like £250,000 a year on cut flowers. Oh, why is he buying flowers when he should give the money to the poor? Why should he? It's his money. Do what he damn well likes with it. Mind your own business. Absolutely. Plus, of course, he's keeping florists employed, isn't he? You know? Oh, didn't think about that, did you, you stupid left-wing idiot? But Elon Musk, stupidly rich. You've got little satellites everywhere watching you. And possibly you are watching this show today because we are being beamed from the delightful Elon Musk's little mini satellite, bringing internet to the whole world and charging them for it as well. Anyway, Elon Musk has announced a 1,000,000-mile battery. Now, wait till you hear the whole story first. At the company's live-streamed Battery Day. It's a battery day. Is that when you kick the hell out of people that you don't like? I might make a list. Mark, me and you could go around beating people up. Who should we start with? The mega battery will power upcoming Tesla electric vehicles, including the heavy-duty semi-truck and the futuristic Cybertruck. He's got electric trucks. They really look futuristic. Actually, I can go and get my phone now and take pictures. One moment, please. We will have had a sufficient charge because it's not a 1,000,000-mile phone battery, unfortunately. One moment, please. We'll be back with you after these important messages. Thank you very much. Hi, Chris Reardon. Oh, hello, fans. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'll come out and sign your stuff later. I'm just in the middle of a show at the moment. Thanks. Yeah, I know I usually finish now. We got stuck with no electricity. I'll come out and sign your things later, all right? Are you getting wet? We'll stay in your car then. No, you can't stay in my living room, no. I won't be long now. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the show this morning. All right. Can you put that back? That's not a souvenir. I can take photos now. Fabulous. Pardon? I'm still doing the show at the moment. I know, but that's just how it is. We're going to be running a little bit later today. You know, like British Rail trains. Thank you so much. I must show you this lorry thing he's got. Look at this. I think this looks fantastic. Looks a bit frightening, really, this thing. It looks like, you know, there's loads of robots in there about to come out and kill us all. Oh, that's wrong, isn't it? Why didn't that work? I think I moved the camera too quickly. There we are. There it is. There you go. Look at that. I like that. Do you like that? It looks weird, doesn't it, eh? See? Don't need a radiator. All electric. Fab. So this 1,000,000-mile battery, it doesn't mean that you charge it once and it goes 1,000,000 miles. What it means is that the battery will last for 1,000,000 miles. I don't think they've got that yet, but that's what he's unveiling. The 1,000,000-mile battery, which is hoped to increase take-up on Tesla electric cars, is expected to be revealed along with other exciting things. Okay, so that's, see, this battery technology is coming along. I find it fascinating. Anything technological like that. I would love an electric car. As you know, the reasons I can't have one. Number one, at the house, my garage is not near the house. I would have to have a separate supply there. I was quoted £4,500 to have a supply put in the garage because it requires a new supply. It can't come from my house unless someone comes and digs up all the pavement and runs a cable from there to the garage. I suppose that's possible. I don't know how much that would be, you know. And also at the caravan, we only have six. As proved, there might be someone with a a problem in one of the caravans that's tripping these switches out all the time. But I can only draw an absolute maximum of 16 amps in this caravan, which would, it would charge up a car, but it would take a long time to charge it. And also, I wouldn't be able to do anything else while the car was plugged in. So it's not really feasible for me to do that yet. But I would love an electric car. So this was a battery day, okay? And it's also will improve the Semi, Cybertruck and Roadster, 3 upcoming vehicles that the firm are racing to finish production on. These are the electric lorries. In one way, I'd rather see electric lorries on the road even faster than electric cars, because the crap that comes out of the back of those sometimes, doesn't it, eh? Great big noisy, smelly old things, aren't they, lorries? You get behind one of those and you're stuck behind a Eddie Stobart truck. It's not pleasant, is it? Electric ones, just think, it'd just be nothing coming out the back of it. Wonderful. And another piece of Elon Musk news. Tesla founder Elon Musk has announced technology that he says will make Tesla batteries cheaper and more powerful. Same sort of story. But at the live presentation, which was yesterday, labelled Battery Day, he also teased the possibility of a £19,600 fully autonomous Tesla car in about 3 years' time. Now that price, 19,600, that makes it cheaper than the car I've got, just. It's coming. It's coming. We all want it now, don't we? I don't know about you. I want an electric car now. I wanted one 10 years ago. I was convinced when I bought my first, my last Yaris. It was a Yaris. And I thought, well, the next car is going to be electric. And it wasn't. And it still isn't. But it's coming. Won't be long now. Great. It says the technology announced is likely to take years to implement, though, with all these batteries. Because they have to build them. It's all very well inventing something. Then they've got to build a factory to build these things and all that. I think it's fantastic, all this stuff. Good. What else have we got here, gang? Let's just have another look at some of these stories here. Very, very impressed with this schoolboy. 8 years old. You just imagine having a child like this. 8 years old. This is what he's achieved. A boy called Ollie Grundy, and he's from Greater Manchester. He's obsessed with Hoovers. Obsessed with Hoovers. A Hoover-obsessed schoolboy who wants to be the next James Dyson has gained over 100 customers from his 8 years old, from his vacuum repair business set up at home. Oh, it's just fantastic. You imagine having a son who comes out and does something like that, or a daughter. 8-year-old he is, has already made more than £200 from the venture he runs from the kitchen of his house he shares with his family. He only set up the business in Greater Manchester a week ago. The junior entrepreneur, whose obsession began with toy hoovers at a playground, fixes blockages, changes belts and cleans bags for £3 per appliance after school and at weekends. You see, he's not greedy. He's not greedy. That's why. Too many people are so greedy. You call that, not so much here, certainly down in Berkshire where I live. You want a plumber to come out, we'll come to your house, £150 to walk through the door. Pfft, shocking, isn't it, eh? Shocking. He's already got 50 orders in from customers across the UK and plans to use his earnings to build a workshop in the back garden. I love this sort of thing. Ollie said, I'm going to be the richest man in Britain like James Dyson. I've had over 100 people getting in touch and have a backlog of over 50 orders. It's £3 per Hoover, but some people pay more depending on what they want doing. You would give him more though, wouldn't you? I'd be really disappointed if you didn't. If you went to that boy, how much is the Hoover? Oh, I'll charge you £3 for that. I'd be really disappointed if you came back to me and said, oh, guess what? This stupid kid has just cleared my Hoover for £3. I would think that of you. I'd think absolutely that of you. How much for a Hoover repair? What would you give him? What would I give him? 20 quid. Minimum. Minimum. If he repaired my Hoover, I don't know what's wrong with this. Here, boy, have a look at this. And they're clever. They learn so quickly. Not like me with my DIY. I'm never going to learn how to do it. Never. It's just too late now. Too late to change. But young people, they absorb all this knowledge. And every single Hoover that he repairs will make him cleverer to repair the next one. See? All experience. Fantastic. Hope he's a bit careful with the old electrics. Ollie currently owns 5 cleaners, 5 Hoovers. He also has multiple card and paper prototype Hoovers made while off school during lockdown and dreams of turning one of the templates into a fully functioning, affordable model called Alexis. Well, I hope that someone like Dyson or Hoover see this and contact him and take him in. That would mean so much to that boy. If I were owned like something like that, and I read that story, I'd be straight, I'll try and find his number, straight on the phone to his mum. Would you like to come and have a look around the factory? Wouldn't you? Sadly, there are people out there who would, that's £3 for that. There you go, here's £3. Thanks for that. Can you do it for £2.50? There are people like that. Taking advantage of people. I hate seeing people taken advantage of. Elderly people, it happens to a lot, doesn't it? His mum says Hoovers are the only thing he watches on YouTube. He won't watch football or anything. It's non-stop. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful story. Good luck to him. I hope he managed to achieve his dreams there. I really do. Paul and Lou decided to sell their Hoover. It was just collecting dust. Very good. That's got to be the best joke of the week. There we are. There's Adam the plumber. He's decent. Adam's a plumber. He don't overcharge people. He would never charge you £150 to walk through the door. I know, Adam. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, when you were doing, I don't think you do it anymore, do you? Your private plumbing. When you were doing that, you never had a call-out charge, did you? It's shocking what these people, they just take from people all the blooming time, don't they, eh? And similarly, you know, people won't pay for the job that they've done. You know, you've gone in there out of the goodness of your heart, done someone a favour, charged them 80 quid with the parts probably. I know what you're like, Adam. You would have paid £70 for the part and charged them 80. And then they'd say to you, could you do it for 50? Knowing full well that part has cost you 70 quid. Disgusting people. Any job that's done for me, I always give a bit of a tip or something like that. Certainly the afternoon teas. Have you lost the weight yet that we all gained on the afternoon tea that we went to, Adam? Oh, Mick watched a programme last night. A 12-year-old girl was a self-made millionaire making her own fashion range. Wonderful. Wouldn't you love a child like that who's done their... Oh, it's just... I love seeing little young people like that, and also youngsters get on and make something of themselves off their own back. They're not sitting at home, I don't know what I can do. I don't really want to work. I just get money from the government. I'll pretend there's something wrong with me and what I just get money out of the government. No. Little people, and they get these skills, and it's just wonderful, wonderful. There are, of course, people out there who are disabled or something and they can't do anything. And my heart goes out to you. It really does. You know, one of those things. But there are also plenty of people that simply don't want to do anything other than sit there in front of a Sony PlayStation or something like that all day long and do nothing. There's plenty of those out there as well, as you well know. Hello, Christopher Woodhouse. I wouldn't charge you either, Chris. Thank you for Christopher Woodhouse. What for what, darling? For what? DJ Chris is in the house. I like to bring my bike round, Chris, when it goes wrong. You're quite good at fixing bikes, aren't you? Oh dear. What have we got here? We've got 2 more stories today. 2 more stories. 3 more stories. Now, I feel that this could happen to me. And You'll correct me if you think I'm wrong. Well, I do feel that this could happen to me. It's in the Daily Mail this morning. There's a story from China. A Chinese man has taken social media by storm, which I've already done, let's be honest with it, has taken social media by storm for being exceptionally good looking. Yeah? Exceptionally good looking. That's me, isn't it? It's me. Obviously, I'm not Chinese. After web users spotted him briefly appearing on a consumer rights television program. Mr. Zhang, in East China, shot to fame after he was filmed by local media complaining about the broken glass door in his bathroom. But people watching the programme appeared to be more stunned after Mr. Zhang's handsome face as the footage has racked up over 50 million views. Similar numbers to what watched this show, as you well know. Within just 24 hours. He's 22, a little bit younger than me, and he was interviewed by Zhenjiang Television. And I wonder how that works. Do they have a globe or anything like that? They have announcers. Do they have people like Tom Edwards introducing the shows? And a very good morning to you, and welcome to Zhenjiang 1. It's Thursday morning, just coming up to 10:30 in the morning, and we're about to show our programmes for schools and colleges. And just having a little look ahead to later on in the programme. At 1 o'clock, we've got the news from ITN, followed at 1:30 by today's episode of Crown Court. That's happening later here on Zhenjiang 1. Right now, it's the Wombles. I wanted to do that job. I wanted to be a TV announcer. It's all gone. Though we don't have in-vision announcers. I shall be going to see one later. Tom Edwards. The 22-year-old was interviewed by Zhenjiang Television when he made his cameo appearance on the regional TV station Consumer Rights programme. He claimed the sliding door in his rented furnished flat had suddenly shattered itself when he was taking a shower on September the 8th. The broken glass left him injured with severe cuts on both of his hands. The tenant also spent 9,400 yuan, which is approximately £1,084.87 on his medical bills. Mr. Zhang was hoping to seek compensation, but they weren't interested. They were more interested in his looks. More interesting in his looks. Now, there's that other bloke. Oh, I remember him. Yeah. This bloke was gorgeous. Now, you would have seen him. Hang on, let's show the picture of Mr. Twang. What's his name? Mr. Zhang. Mr. Twang. Oh, that's really offensive to Chinese people. Why didn't you say that? It was a slip up of the words. Idiot. Right, here. So here's the good-looking bloke. He's very pretty. He's a pretty boy. Like me, pretty boy. There you go, pretty boy. Pretty boy. Very, very handsome. Yeah. Bit young for me, I suppose, 22. Yeah, a little bit too young, really. Can't be having people call me daddy. Oh, there's something very sick about that, darling. Call me daddy. No, and you'll remember this bloke as well. This really good-looking bloke here. And he was setting up the podium. Here he is. Do you remember him? Setting up the podium for Theresa May. And they weren't interested in Theresa May. This was the bloke setting up the podium for her some years ago now. Do you remember him? Handsome podium guy outshines Theresa May. That was him. I think that can be our pin-up today. We should have a bloke on here every day. Like that can be displayed here like this, you see. I think, don't you? You can't really see that, can you? Oh, have we got any texts in this morning? I haven't looked at that. Text, good morning. Good morning. Maureen texts in. She loves the ginger cats. Morning, Maureen. We were a bit late this morning, Maureen. Something went a bit wrong. Just a moment. Where's my ticket book? Yes, we could have a different photo of different bloke every morning. Who shall we start with, Mark Bowles? Any ideas? Any suggestions, darling? Who could be displayed in my backpack on my back? Huh? The same sort of thing's happening to me here, you know. The world is alive with pictures of me. I expect I'll start appearing on billboards and things like that soon, you know. Advertising stuff like, I don't know, tea, baked beans, help hair products. I'm sure it will come something like that, you know. Oh, John's disappointed. The scaffolders have now gone. Did you get any phone numbers, John? Did you get any? Did you? What, while the other half was out? No, really? You are a naughty boy. It's okay. No one here will reveal your secrets, my love. Your secret is safe with us. Hey? There we go. That's the way it goes. That's the way. I like it. Even harder being a wife. I think we know that, Mandy, darling. Daniel Woodhouse is here. The Wombles. Shame. I wish it had been Let's Pretend with the caterpillar on a stick. What on earth are you going on about? What does that sentence mean, Daniel? Does anyone know? He says, the Wombles. Shame, I wish it had been Let's Pretend with the caterpillar on a stick. What on earth are you going on about, dear? It's just like, are you watching the same programme as everyone else, dear? Must be something with your equipment there, John Parrish. No trouble with the sound here. Oh, our likes. Likes this morning. 30 likes this morning. Thank you very much, gang. Here come our pictures as sent in this morning. First from Jeff. Check out his hanging baskets. That's my neighbour, although that's his house. I expect to see that outside your caravan soon, young Jeff. Look at those. Bloomin' wonderful. Wow. Jeff writes, results of using seaweed extract plant food. And that's from Jeff and Linda. Look at those hanging baskets. Absolutely amazing. Nice one, Jeff. We love flowers. We love plants and flowers. Beautiful picture. It's a bit small on there. I'll see if I can just... Do you want me to just try and do something to that and try and make it a bit bigger for you? I don't know if I... Can I... Oh, well, no, it's not going to work, is it? I can probably stretch it, but I think that's going to look a bit odd. Hang on. Stretch. Oh, yeah, it's gone. I thought it would. Fit to screen. Fit to screen. Yeah, it's because you've done a long one, I think that's why. But beautiful flowers there, Jeff. Thank you so much for sending those in. We like to see flowers and stuff if you've got anything to send in there. Beautiful. And also this morning, couple of pictures coming from Gary Ross. There we are, Gary Ross. Let me get the story up. Everyone sends in a little story. Oh, there's something from this estate agent now. Let me have a look at that in a moment. Where is he now? Where are you, Gary? You've disappeared. There we are. Gary Ross. Couple of photos of his 3 dogs, all girls. Ready? Oh, look. 2 Springer Spaniels. Oh, lovely. Look where he is. That where you live? You live in the country, do you? Are you Wales, Gary Ross? And there's a Springer Spaniel. Oh, look. Little things there. We love the pictures. Loving the pictures. He looks happy, doesn't he? Look at him waiting for you to throw that ball again. What have they found there? Is it a body? Is it Are they looking at a dead body over that wall? There you go. Thanks very much, Gary, for sending in those. I noticed there's an email there for some pictures coming just now from John Parrish and Rachel as well. So you'll see those hopefully in tomorrow's show, okay? As long as the power don't go off again. If you've got anything you want to send in, please feel free. Chris at United Kingdom. You're in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Thank you, Gary. Sorry, it takes me a while to remember things. Probably found guns over that wall, did they, Gary? You are naughty. Oh, dear. That, Jeff, just going back there, you've planted like a tree. I think you've taken up a paving slab and put it... That plant doesn't look particularly well, I must say. A lot of that's gone brown for whatever reason. I do keep watering it. Maybe I'm giving it too much water, am I? Do you know the one I mean? In between the 2 caravans. You've lifted a paving stone and put a plant in there. I took another bucket of water over it yesterday, but it's not looking well, that one. It might be because it's out of the sun there. I would imagine my caravan is blocking the sun. I'll move the caravan for you, Jeff, actually. Just let me know. I'll have a word with Sylvie. Can you move this? It's blocking his sunlight. I'm so lucky being on the end. I do know how lucky I am, Jeff, mate. There we are. Yeah, anything to send in? There you go. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and I'll put those up for you tomorrow. Climate change. Again, another song from China. Another thing from China there. Always amazes me at some of the stuff that people say about the Chinese people and what have you. And yes, they do eat dead cats. They eat dogs. And people usually slagging them off for eating dogs and cats, and then they sit down and tuck into a lamb or a chicken. Well, to me, it's exactly the same thing, just a different type of animal. You take your pick. But I just think there are other people, and they do their thing, and we do ours, and they do theirs. You know, you can't be shouting and screaming, I hate racism and all this, and then you say something horrible about the Chinese, don't you? You know, but, and I don't mean in a joking way. You know, there's that whole racism thing is very different depending on how old you are, really. You know, if you're 18, then you see a lot more racism than we do in our 50s. We just see jokes and humour most of the time. And there's different ways of saying things, you know. I could say exactly the same thing to you, word for word. Say it one way and it would be considered, I would consider it racist even. Say it another way and I wouldn't consider it racist, you know. But anyway, that's how it is. But the China thing, here we go. China, fantastic news here. I won't believe this. China will aim to hit peak emissions before 2030 and be carbon neutral by 2060. It's not long away. 40 years. 2060. What are we in? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 40. So what am I? 57, 67. I'll have to be 97. Which I intend to get to. Don't you worry. I'm going to be 500 years old before I pass on. I've been booked for YouTube to do every single show. The shows will get longer and eventually there'll just be 24-hour me on the internet on YouTube. Everyone else will get rid of everyone else, including that really annoying bloke from Japan, the little boy who opens toys with his stupid dad. Oh, how annoying are they? But China, they want to be carbon neutral by 2060. President XI, how do you say that? XZ is outlined steps. And that's great. It's being seen as a significant step in the fight against climate change. And people are always moaning, oh, China's doing this, China's doing that. Well, look at that announcement there. China is the world's biggest source of carbon dioxide at the moment, responsible for about 28% of global emissions. But they are working towards this. Nothing can be changed overnight. You can't just switch everything, turn off all the coal power stations and all the gas. You can't just do that and then turn on the windmills, because they're not there yet. The solar panels are not yet in position. And all these other bits and pieces that go to make a mix of different types of renewable electricity. The waterwork thing, what's that? Hydroelectricity, it's not there yet. Unless you're lucky and you live in somewhere like Iceland. Was it Iceland? Greenland? Well, what's it called now? They keep changing the name, don't they, Jay? What is it this week? Ice City. They got hot water underground. They heat their houses with the natural hot water that's underground. Comes up in pipes, goes along roads, keeps some of the roads without icing up. And they haven't got to burn anything because they're lucky they got the hot water. Each country's got its own thing, hasn't it? Australia, look at the sunshine in Australia. I do not understand why Australia, didn't they recently, Michael, you'll tell me this, didn't you recently build a nuclear power station there in Australia? And you got all that sun. I don't get it. Mind you, there's always the problem of storing the energy, isn't there? You know, that sort of thing. But good on the Chinese there, really. Good on the Chinese there for making inroads into doing that. They've already got loads of... They're already doing loads of solar power and all that in China there. Good. Alrighty, what's the time? One more story, and then we'll do today's raffle tickets. Okay? Raffle ticket time, boys and girls. Here we go. Richmond school teacher. Now, I mentioned some months ago about a field that's near here. One of the ways I could walk is to the river and turn right. And then you go over a field, and sometimes there are cows in that field. Now, my neighbour Rory, he does some of the maintenance on the site here. He told me that the cows are not really interested in you. They will stop and look because you're new, and they think, well, what's he doing here? But that's about it. Not according to this story on the BBC website. A deputy head teacher has been killed by cows while out walking. Dave Clark was in a field in Richmond, North Yorkshire, when it happened on Monday evening. Gosh. It's scary, isn't it? Doesn't it say exactly what happened? It just goes on about a tribute. North Yorkshire Police said officers were working to establish the circumstances of his death. And basically, that's all it really says. It goes on about how nice he was and what he did. He was treated by paramedics, but sadly pronounced dead at the scene. Which is bit worrying, really, isn't it? See, I've seen stories on here of people being trampled by cows. I don't really want to be trampled by cows. It's not my sort of thing. Some of you might like something like that, but a horrible way to go. All these cows suddenly run over you and trample you. Some people are into trampling. Oh, yes, they are. Trampling, very strange and mysterious people. Right, who wants a raffle ticket then? Speak now. It's raffle ticket time here on United Kingdom Talk. On Monday, we'll have another... Oh, we got a raffle tomorrow, haven't we? Nearly forgot. Tomorrow's Super Chatter raffle is for the cards, okay? If you send a tip today, every time you send me £1, I'll give you a free raffle ticket, and you will be in the raffle for those tomorrow. Okay? That's the Super Chatter raffle. The normal raffle is to win one of our fridge magnets, which Heidi won this week. There you go, one of our fridge magnets. That happens on Monday. To win that, you need a raffle ticket. If you go in the chat box now, or if you can't do that, text ticket please with your full name on the text. I'll give you a raffle ticket. So here we go. Maureen is 318. Jeff is 319. Mick Davenport is 320. Mick won the raffle last night, actually. He's won some stickers. Mick Davenport, 320, which will be in the post in about half an hour's time now. Mick Davenport. Daniel Holmes, 321. Jason Hughes, 322. Heidi Young, 323. Denise, 324. Diane Jebb, 325. Mark Bowles, 326. Gary Ross, 327. I've got swimming tonight. That's going to be cold, isn't it? Rachel, 328. It's my last swimming tonight, and I don't know when I'll be able to do it again, because they'll be closing all these pools. The only reason I'm going to this one is because it's outside, and that closes anyway on Sunday. So this is my last booking in there. Rachel. And Paul and Lou, 329. Oh, Paul and Lou. Oh, we've got bingo as well, yeah, haven't we? I nearly forgot the bingo. Ross Herndon, 330. Thank you, Ross. John Aitken, 331. I was woken up last night by the rain coming down. Oh, it's lovely on the top of the caravan. I love it when it's raining and you're nice and warm and cosy in your bed. In a caravan. Oh, it's wonderful. All right, is that everyone? Is that everyone's ticket? If I've missed anyone out, please speak now. I'll just do the birthdays while you're deciding whether you've been missed or not. Happy birthday on this Wednesday, the 23rd of September 2022. Julie Richardson. Good morning, Julie. Younger than me, my love. 55 today. Happy birthday, Julie. Darren James. Good morning, Darren. Happy birthday to you. William Murray today is 72. Morning, William. Harish Raju. Happy birthday to Harish. Prince Jordan is 28 today. Adora Dix. Hello, Adora. I've worked with that lady many times. Drag queen. Lovely person. Beautiful costumes. Would you like to see one of her costumes? I'll show you. This is a fantastic drag queen. Wait till you see this. Come on, girls. Eat your hearts out. Oh, you could never only dream of looking this good. Look at this. You got anything like this, girls? They are. Look at that. That's Adora Dix. Huh? Another one here. Do you want to see another one? She's got. Do you want to see a leg out one, boys? Yes. Even you will fancy Mark Bowles. Where's Mark gone? He's disappeared, hasn't he? Yeah, look at that. He's got a leg out there. Ready to cut someone's head off or something. Happy birthday, Adora Dix. Lovely. I've lost my list now. Where did we get to? Adora. One moment, please. And Alex Herbert. Morning, Alex. And it's happy birthday to you as well today. So on this Wednesday morning, happy birthday to each and every one. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Alrighty, there we are, my darlings. Okay, men can certainly put on makeup better than some of us women. Oh, I don't know about that, Rachel. You're pretty good yourself, my love. I've seen some of your I've seen most of your TikTok videos, as you well know. We have on here Queen of TikTok, Mandy Davenport. Rachel. Rachel is our Queen of TikTok. John Aitken there. Let's have a look. Russ Vernon. Good morning, Russ. Sitting there quietly. One of our silent viewers tonight. Morning, Russ. Russ Vernon. And Michael Bowman. Russ, you are 332. Michael, my darling, you are 333 for Michael. All right. There you go. Is that everyone? I think we've done everyone's tickets. Let me just scroll there. All tickets are done. Excellent. Lines for tickets are closed. Boom! Boom! That's the lines closed sound. Is that all right or not? How can I make that sound? That's this sound. Boo! Boom! Like that. Anyone know how to do that? How can I make that? I need a music man to do that, don't I? We do. Okay. It's time for our daily game of bingo, innit? Ready for another game of bingo? We're all well here, Russ. We're all right, well. You don't have to join in the chat box, as always. As many more silent viewers than there are people in the chat box, and I know you're there. And it's nice to have you there. All right. Okay, let's play our daily game of bingo. Got a bingo ticket for the fight. It says at the top of it, Wednesday the 23rd of September. Let's bring up the bingo board. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Oh, I've got a headache now. We only play for a full house. You need to mark off all the numbers on your ticket. When I realise someone has won, I will stop the game and I will wait for you to shout bingo in the chat box. Okay. Is it pollen or what is going on with my bleeding nose? It don't need blowing. It's just incredibly itchy. It's been like that for a couple of days now. Yeah, Yes, I will stop the game. You will then have 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your prize, and we count down on the bingo clock with shimmy music. Which we like to listen to, but we only like to listen to it once. So if you win and you don't claim, you will fall off the system. If that happens and you suddenly realise, I'm not getting any bingo tickets, then that is probably what's happened. Okay? All you need to do is email me back again and I'll re-add you to the system. Easy as that. You've got 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your prize. After that, we move on. If I've moved on to the next number and you claim after that for whatever reason, doesn't matter what the reason is, then you've missed it and we carry on. Okay, here we go. Oh, gorgeous ones. Eyes down for your first number. 1 and 5, 15. 6 and 7, 67. 4 and 2, 42. All on its own, Kelly's Eye, number 1. 6 and 8, 68. Have we got any new subscribers? If we have, good morning to you. 2 and 1, 21. 6 and 1, 61. All on its own, number 9. 3 and 9, 39. 4 and 6, 46. 5 and 3, 53. 7 and 5, 75. All the 3s, 33. 5 and 6, 56. 1 and 2, 12. Boris's Den, number 10. 3 and 1, 31. 8 and 7, 87. 8 and 5, 85. 3 and 5, 35. 50, blind 50. All the ones, legs 11. One fat, morbidly obese, no talent whatsoever, Gemma Collins, number 8. 8 and 2, 82. 4 and 5, 45. 3 and 4, 34. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo, woo. All on its own, little number 5. 1 and 4, 14. 2 little ducks, 22. Quack, quack. 2 and 3, 23. I can't remember. Is Dee with us today? You're with us, aren't you, Dee? Sorry, I should wait for your quack, really. 2 and 3, 23. 6 and 5, 65. 7 and 6, 76. 4 and 3, 43. 3-0, blind 30. 1 and 3, unlucky for some, 13. 4-0, blind 40. 8 and 6, 86. There she is, there's her Denise. 7 and 1, 71. 2-0, blind 20. 2 and 4, 24. 7 and 2, 72. Cheerio, John. 2 and 8, 28. 2 and 9, 29. 7-0, blind 70. 4 and 9, 49. 6-0, blind 60. 7 and 9, 79. All the 5s, 55. 1 and 8, 18. 5 and 7, 57. 8 and 1, 81. 1 and 6, sweet 16. 5 and 4, 54. 2 and 7, 27. All on its own, little number 3. 6 and 4, 64. 5 and 8, 58. 5 and 1, 51. 3 and 8, 38. 6 and 3, 63. All the sixes, 66, clickety, clickety, clickety. Top of the shop, blind 90. 2 and 5, 25. And we got a winner on 25. Here's the clock. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your prize. Who's won this morning? Here comes the shimmy music, gang. Shimmy music. Who's getting the next ticket? Come on, chop chop, darlings. Who's won? Come on, chop chop, dear, chop chop. Come on, we're waiting for a claim. We're waiting for you, we're waiting for me, and we're waiting for everyone else. And we have not need to wait any longer because Daniel Holmes has claimed. Yeah, baby. What's that clock there for? Nothing. I don't know what that is. I shall remove that. 1 moment, please. Remove. Oh, do I want to remove 2 items? No, certainly not. 1 item, please. What is that? Clock. Oh, time check clock, that is. I don't want that. Yes, thank you. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. Might be the wrong words there. Here come Daniel's numbers then. 8, 10, 18, 20, last number 25, 34, 40, 46, 50, 61, 67, 70, 71, 86 and 87. Congratulations, little Daniel baby. You get another ticket. 1 moment, please. You are ticket number 334, Mr. Daniel Holmes. Ticket number 334. For Daniel Holmes, and that's one for tomorrow. Oh, hang on, we've got another one, haven't we? Colin K asked for a ticket. Hang on a minute. Colin K, where's Colin? I think it was Colin. Hang on, let me scroll up. Please hold while we connect you to a customer services representative. Colin K, there it is. 335, Colin K. And there we are. All done, boys and girls. It's time to go. Oh, how disappointed. I can see the disappointment in your voice this morning. I really can, my love. Bit loud. Sorry, neighbours. I was a bit loud when it came on. Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. Thank you for persevering and sticking with us when we had a power cut earlier. I don't know how long this is going to be going on, this power cut business, but fingers crossed, let's sort it out at some point. You can't rush things sometimes. Sometimes faults take a little while to find, and, you know, that's just how it is. There's no point in sitting there flinging up your arms and writing to the Daily Mail or the Sun like some people would do. Oh, can't believe it. We paid our ground rent and we can't get no electricity. They won't do anything about it. Well, yes, they are doing something about it. And sometimes you just have to be a little bit patient. Unlike me in the queue in a shopping market, in the supermarket with a trolley. Nope, you get 10 minutes to get to me. Otherwise, I'm out and leave the shopping in the middle of the aisle. Thank you very much. Bye. Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye.